Hello everyone, and welcome to our beautiful home here at Wisconsin's newest theater venue, the Kettle Moraine Playhouse. These performances of Deathtrap are the second series for Season 2 of performances by our Kettle Moraine Players Community Theater Company. To make sure that you don't miss out on anything, be sure to visit our website, kmplayhouse.com, and sign up for our mailing list, or even better yet, become a volunteer. Before we get underway, please make sure that all hands, legs stay inside the ride at all times. Also, please make sure that you have either turned off, thrown away, or muted all electronic devices and refrain from using them during the performance. We must also insist that there is no flashing or flash photography, and copyright law strictly prohibits any audio or video recording of this performance. Between acts, there will be a 20-minute intermission in which we encourage you to purchase a beverage at the back of the theater, and it is okay to bring it to the front of the theater when we resume. We also encourage you to buy many of the 50-50 raffle tickets. The raffle winner will be announced later in the show, and proceeds from the raffle will be used to buy more raffle tickets and bring more fine productions like this one to the Kettle Moraine Playhouse. For those of you that aren't aware, we have additional restrooms on the lower level of the theater. If you are able to navigate the stairway, please use those facilities and leave the main level restroom for those that cannot. If you use the lower level, please make sure you come back and return for the second act of the play. After the show is finished, the cast will come out on stage and say hello to friends and family. So if you want to say hello to the cast, please remain in your seat for just a few minutes to allow those that wish to leave right away and exit the theater easily. Please sit back, relax if you can, or panic if you wish, and enjoy Deathtrap.
Thriller in 2 acts. One set, 5 characters. A juicy murder in Act 1, unexpected developments in Act 2. Sound construction, good dialogue, laughs in all the right places. Highly commercial.
Oh, why, that's wonderful, darling. I'm so happy for you. For both of us.
Happy. Why on earth happy?
Well, it's yours, isn't it? The idea you had in August.
The idea I had in August is gone the way of the idea I had in June, and the idea I had whenever it was before that. Into the fireplace, up the chimney, and out over Fairfield County. Pollution in its most grisly form. No, this is the property of one Clifford Anderson. He was one of the twerps from the seminar. Dear Mr. Brule, I hope you don't mind me sending you my play Deathtrap, which I finished retyping at 2 o'clock this morning. And since I couldn't have written it without the inspiration of your work and the guidance and encouragement you gave me last summer, I thought it only fitting that you should be the first one to read it. If you find it 1/10 as good as any of your own thrillers, I'll consider my time well spent and the fee for the seminar more than adequately compensated.
Oh, that's nice.
No, it isn't. It's fulsome. Please excuse the carbon copy. The local Xerox machine is on the fritz, and I couldn't stand the thought of waiting a few days to send my firstborn child off to meet its spiritual father. My talent is immense. I hope you'll call or write as soon as you've read it and let me know whether you think it's worthy of submitting to, etc., etc. Son of a bitch, you takes well. I think I remember him from the seminar. Grossly overweight, glandular condition, 400 pounds. I wonder how he got my address.
Oh, from the university.
Probably.
Is it really that good? I mean, it's his first play.
It can't miss. Even a gifted director couldn't ruin it. It'll run for years. The stock and amateur rights alone will feed and clothe generations of Andersons. can easily be opened up into a movie. George C. Scott, Michael Caine.
I love him.
Damn thing's perfect.
Well, I should think you'd be proud that one of your students has written a saleable play.
For the first time in 11 years of marriage, darling, drop dead.
My goodness.
Look, I'm green with envy. I want to grab that mace there, bash him over the head with it, bury him in a 400-pound hole somewhere, and turn the thing in under my own name to David Merrick or Hal Prince. Oh God, that's the best idea I've had in ages.
My poor Sydney.
I mean, what's the use of owning a mace if you don't use it once in a while?
You'll come up with an idea any day now. And you'll turn into a better play than that one.
I wouldn't bet on it. Not that you have any money to bet with.
We're doing very nicely in that department. Not one creditor beating on the door.
Yes, but for how long? I mean, I've just about gone through all of your money by now, haven't I?
We've gone through my money, and it's been a joy and delight every step of the way. Mwah. Now, your next play will simply have to be a terrific smash.
Thanks. That's all I need, an easing of the pressure.
Why don't you bring it to Merrick's attention? Maybe you could get a commission of some kind.
Finder's fee?
Well, that's what it's called.
A great and glorious 1% making 1.5.
Or better yet, why didn't you produce it yourself? You've been involved in enough productions to know how to do it, and it might be a beneficial change of pace.
Darling, I may be devious and underhanded enough to make a successful murderer, but not, I think, a Broadway producer. One mustn't overestimate one's talents.
Collaborate with them. Isn't there room in the play for improvement as good as it is? Give it the professional touch, a little reshaping and sharpening.
You know, there might be a possibility of that.
He's thrilled at the chance to work with you.
Oh, we split 50-50.
Well, and you get top billing.
Oh, reverse alphabetical order. That's the way it's done these days, my boy.
On the basis of who you are.
Yes. Sydney, 4 flops Brule.
Sydney, author of the murder game Brule.
The murder game. I remember that one. That was back around the time of King Arthur, wasn't it?
Not quite that long ago.
18 years, my love. 18 years, each one flying by faster than the one before. Nothing recedes like success. That's a good one, isn't it? I should probably write that down. There's a has-been actor I can ask say it. Recedes is EDE, right?
Yes. You see, you would improve the play.
Yeah. Give it the inimitable Brule flavor. Clothes in Boston.
Why did you call him? Where does he live?
Milford. You don't like the mace?
Definitely not. Blood on the carpet. And the next day, Helga Tendorf would be picking up psychic vibrations.
What, all the way from Holland? I highly doubt it.
Sydney, exactly what were you smoking on Friday night when the rest of us were smoking grass? She's taken to McBain Cottage for 6 months. Paul Wyman is doing a book with her. He was impersonating her for 15 minutes.
Guess I thought he was finally coming out of the closet.
You see what a fine murderer you'd make. Here, Helga Tendorf moves in practically on our doorstep, and you manage not to hear about it.
That does give one pause.
Well, it should. Nan and Tom Weston had her over for dinner last week. She told Tom about his backaches and the money that they put into silver and, well, Tom's father's thing for tall women. She warned Nan that their au pair girl was about to leave, which she did 2 days later. And she found a set of keys that Nan lost in 1969. They were under the clothes dryer.
Well, I guess that means our Mr. Anderson has got himself a collaborator. Not that I really believe in ESP.
Well, the police in Europe certainly seem to. It's half the reason she's here. She's supposed to be taking a rest from pointing at murderers.
Wait a second. The fat one, he didn't stay the whole week. His name was like Quinn or Quince Anderson. I wonder if he was the one with the awful stammer.
There's an easy way to find out.
No, God, he's busy. Probably on the phone with David Merrick as we speak. What's for dinner?
Salmon.
Again?
Well, yes. Sydney, you wouldn't actually consider murdering someone just to have another successful play.
Don't be silly. Of course I would. Spoken in jest, Miss Timmendorf.
It's Mrs. She's divorced.
Of course. Who could stay married to a woman with ESP? Don't fix me with that basilisk stare, whatever the basilisk may happen to be. Look, wouldn't you like to go back into Sardi's again, secure in the knowledge that we're not going to be seated back by the kitchen? Do you have any idea how much a play like this could net its author in today's market? $2 million. And that's not including the Deathtrap t-shirts. God, if that's not a reasonable motive for murder, I don't know what is. I just wish you hadn't told me about her. Hello? Clifford Anderson. Sydney Brule. Uh-huh. Yes. Yes, as a matter of fact, I have. And I must tell you in all seriousness that you have an incredibly promising first draft. I was just telling my wife Myra that if you give it the reshaping it needs, point it up in the right places, work in a few laughs, it'll be right up there with Dial M and Sleuth and the Murder Game. Yeah, it has the makings. As well it should be. No. Oh, I know that feeling so well. I thought that the Murder Game was finished the first time around, but then somebody with more experience in the theater than I took it in hand and helped revise it. Greatly improved it, I don't mind admitting. Yeah, George S. Kaufman. He wouldn't take any credit for it, though God knows I begged him because, well, he had a lot of debts and he didn't want it known that he had half a share in the profits. But look, I could be quite wrong about all of this. What are you hearing from other people? Really? I mean, that's flattering, but surely someone else has read it. Your friends, your wife, or one of the other students at the seminar. Oh. No, that sounds ideal. I mean, complete isolation, all I gotta do is check the thermostat, water the plants. I'm surprised you've written only one play since July. I'd have written 3 or 4. Me? Yes, as a matter of fact, I am. Yes, a wonderful new little thriller. It's based on ESP. It's based on the life of Helga Tendorf. She's a neighbor of ours. I'm thinking of calling it The Frowning Wife. But that's just a working title. I'll have to come up with something jazzier than that. Oh, by the way, I love Deathtrap, the title, as well as the play. Or should I say, the incredibly promising first draft? Yes, I do. Far too many to go into over the phone. You know, we should get together, and we could go through the play scene by scene. In fact, I'm not doing anything this evening. Maybe you could drive down. It's not very far. Oh, well, tell you what, why don't you take the train down? I could meet you at the Westport station and run you over. It's probably better that way anyway. You'd have a devil of a time finding us. We're way back in the woods. Have to send up flares whenever we have guests. Yeah, no. He's house sitting for a couple who's in Europe. He's unmarried.
Do you think he'll be open to the idea of collaborating?
Yeah, I think so. Wait, is George S. Kaufman even alive when we're Yeah, no, that one's too early. No, that one's too late. Yeah, make it the 7:29. 7:29, and there's an 11 something that comes out of New York, and I'm sure it stops in Milford, so you'll have no trouble getting home. All right. Oh, you mind bringing the original copy? The carbon's a strain on these old eyes. Good. Oh, yeah. And Terrence. You don't mind if I call you Terrence? Huh? What? Oh, God. Oh, my God. Clifford. Clifford, I'm so sorry, Clifford. I might be a little bit late. Clifford, I'm running a few errands, and so you wait by the station, and I'll be by eventually in a navy blue Mercedes, all right? All right. Bye-bye. Sounds like one of the ones without the obvious defects.
What errands do you have to run?
Didn't you say something about library books, picking them up or dropping them off?
No, I didn't.
I guess I thought you did. Oh, by the way, the Xerox machine's been fixed, but he wants to hold off for a couple of days in case I have any small suggestions to make. No one else has read it. No one else even knows he's working on it.
So, no one will see you picking him up.
Thought had crossed my mind. I'm so in the habit of putting down crimes on paper.
Why did you tell him to bring the original copy?
You heard me. The carbon is a strain on the eyes, and besides, we ought to have another copy to pass back and forth. Look, I don't want him perched on my shoulder for 2 hours exhaling cheeseburger.
Well, you know he probably has another carbon copy stashed away somewhere.
Of course, as well as notes and outlines and previous drafts. God, I could just see the opening night of my great triumph as doddering mother trotting down the aisle with the Milford and Westport police departments. Hello? Oh, Lottie. No, I don't think so. No, I've got a new idea that I'm working on, and I don't really want to let it go. It's kind of in the embryo stage. But Myra might. Let me ask her. Myra, Lottie and those guys want to go see the French thing at Fine Arts too. But I could drop you off.
No, I don't want to go. Not tonight.
Hello, Lottie. Yeah, Myra's gonna pass as well. She's feeling a little under the weather. But you just give us a call tomorrow. Let us know how it went, all right? All right. Bye-bye. You know, you don't have to stand guard over me. I only kill when the moon is full.
Why didn't you just lie to her right now? Why didn't you tell her someone was coming to see you?
Is it her business? Look, I don't know why I lied. I guess I'm just a liar.
You know, the moon was full last night, except for a little sliver down near the bottom.
Was it?
Yes.
Well, I guess I'll just have to exercise massive self-control and remind myself of that other part which almost certainly exists.
But if not for that, Sydney, I mean, would you? Could you?
Probably not. Probably I'd chicken out, even if he was a tiny one. You know, they say that committing murder on paper siphons off one's hostile impulses, and I think that's true. At the same time, it does open one up to the idea of real murder, and gives it the familiar feel of a possibility worth considering. Just like owning a weapon and handling it opens one up, however remotely, to the idea of actually using one. And look, there's a world of difference between a real victim and a paper one, all right? Look, I am certain that our Mr. Anderson's going to return home in largely the same state of health as when he arrived, with his manuscript clutched in his tiny or huge or otherwise normal-sized hand.
He'll be thrilled at the chance to collaborate with you, and afterwards you can come up with an idea that's all your own.
Yeah.
Maybe
Sure I will.
Maybe you could do something about Helga Tendorf and not call it the frowning wife.
The smiling one, a cheerful, upbeat kind of thriller. You know, there could be something in this, couldn't there? I mean, a playwright who's going through a dry spell receives a newly hatched play from some twerp who attended his seminar. I mean, it could be a decent opening, right? I mean, especially if the play were highly commercial and the playwright had a room full of weapons.
Put it in your notebook.
I will. Pity he's got the title Deathtrap. Actually, it was built in 1794, but they were out of nines at the hardware store, so I backdated it 10 years.
It's a beautiful house.
Historical Society had kittens.
Hello.
Hello, dear. Clifford Anderson, this is my wife, Myra.
Hello, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Well, come in. I was beginning to worry.
Watch out for those beams. That's you can always tell an authentic colonial house by the bruises on the visitors' foreheads.
The room you work in.
How could you tell?
Well, the typewriter. And all these posters. Is that the mace that was used in Murderer's Trial?
Yes, it is. And right over the mantelpiece there is the dagger that was in Murder Game. Careful! It's sharp. Trick 1 wasn't substituted until Act 2.
In for the kill.
Mm-hmm.
I can't understand why that play didn't run.
Critics peeing on it might be an answer.
The train must have been late, was it?
No, Mr. Brewer was. The train was on time.
I stopped to get gas, and Frank insisted on fondling the spark plugs.
Do you know that Gunpoint was the first play I ever saw? I had an aunt that lived in New York, and I came in one Saturday on the train by myself, from Hartford, another first. And she took me to see the matinee. I was 12 years old.
Well, if you're trying to depress me, you've made it.
How? Oh, I'm sorry, but that's just how I got hooked on thrillers.
Angel Street did it to me. Bella, where is that grocery bill, eh? What have you done with it, you poor, wretched creature? I was 15.
Oh, it sounds like a disease being passed on from generation to generation.
It is. Thrilleritis malignus, the fevered pursuit of the one set 5-character moneymaker.
I'm not pursuing money. Oh, not that I wouldn't like to have some, so I could have a place like this to work in. But that isn't the reason I wrote Deathtrap.
Well, you're still a new case.
It's not a disease. It's a tradition. A superbly challenging theatrical framework in which every possible variation seems to have been played. Oh, could I conjure up a few new ones? Could I startle an audience that's been on Angel Street? Or that dialed them for murder? That witnessed the prosecution? That played the murder game?
Lovely speech. And thanks for saving me for last.
Oh, I was coming to sleuth.
Well then, I'm glad I stopped you.
So am I. I'm just so euphoric with all that's happening.
As well you should.
But would you like something to drink?
Yes, please, if you have some ginger ale.
Yes. Sydney, Scotch.
You know, honey, I think I'll have ginger ale as well.
These aren't all from your plays, are they?
Well, oh, God, no, I haven't written that many. Friends give me things, and I like to prowl the antique shops.
Now there's a disease.
Yes, as well as an excellent excuse for not working. Here, right at the top there, I picked that up in Ridgefield just the other day. 18th century German.
It's beautiful.
So, as you can see, I'm taking extra special care of my spiritual child. Lock and key.
I've got the original.
Thank God. You know, the doctor says I should be getting bifocals, but I figure the longer I put it off, the better. Here you go. Oh. Here you go.
It's not in the binder. For the Xeroxing?
Yeah, never mind.
And I've got the first draft here too. There's a scene between Diana and Carlo in Act 1 that I may have been wrong to cut. And the Diana and Richard scene starts earlier, before they know that Carlo is back.
Do you have any other drafts?
Just the one. It's a mess, but you might be able to decipher it if you'd like to read those two scenes.
Yes, I would, by all means. You know, I had a feeling that there was a Diana and Carlos scene that I wasn't seeing. Was it before the murder?
Yes, I was afraid the act would run too long.
Oh. Anything else in there?
Just the outline, which I departed from considerably. I made it the way you suggested, but loose leaf and a page per scene. And I jotted down some lines that I never got a chance to use.
Throw out the ones that you did use as you used them?
Yes.
Same way I work.
It was all in one envelope, so I just grabbed it.
Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Sydney?
Thank you.
It was a 2-hour walk to the station, so I had to leave right after we talked.
2 hours?
Oh, I walk longer than that. I'm one rider that's not going to get flabby. And I work out with weights every morning, too. I was this close to making the Olympic decathlon team.
Well, really?
Well, this close.
Well, remind me not to get in any arguments with him. Actually, I was on the Olympic sloth team. Gold medal. Fall asleep in any position. Here. To Deathtrap.
Deathtrap.
Deathtrap. It'll be toasted with more than ginger ale if Sydney is right about it, and I'm sure that he is.
I hope so. I toasted it with beer the other night.
Oh, well, we have some if you'd
Oh,
rather.
no, thank you. This is fine.
So, darling, you planning on staying here?
Well, yes.
Do you think I overdid the set description? The exact placement of each piece of furniture.
Oh, set description? I don't remember any problems with it. No, there's no problem. Nothing at all. By the way, you type beautifully. Electric?
No, I can't see electric. If you have a power failure, then you can't work.
It's the whole reason for owning one. No, the main problem, at least in my opinion, at least with Zenobia here at any rate, is, well, you can only make one decent carbon. Second carbon is so muddy as to be almost illegible. You don't have that problem with,
Sydney has some wonderful ideas on how to improve your play, Mr. Anderson.
Oh, I can't wait to hear them.
Darling, don't you think you could work on this in the living room?
There's no good work light in there.
Really? I seem to remember a chair in there with a lamp next to it bright enough for the engraving of Bibles on pinheads.
The light is too bright, and the chair is too low. I'll be quiet.
Darling, this is Clifford's first play, and I'm the first person to read it. I think that he might want some privacy while we have our little conversation. Don't you agree, Clifford? I mean, don't be ashamed to say so.
I don't mind Mrs. Brule being here. In fact, I kind of like it. It feels less as if I've been summoned to the principal's office.
Well then, I guess I'm sorry if I awe you.
You do. All those plays, and the things you say. Why, I never would have thought to call my typewriter anything but Smith Corona.
Well, as long as it answers.
And you're welcome to read the play too, Mrs. Brule, if you'd like to.
Oh, I would.
I'm curious to see how women are going to react to Diane's decision. About the gun?
Well, Sydney told me a little about it at dinner. He stopped at the surprises. I don't even know who kills whom.
Well, good, you shouldn't. I think that might have been the trouble with the murderer's child, if you'll forgive me for saying so. From the opening curtain, it was obvious that Dr. Mannheim was going to bash poor Teddy. You didn't leave any room for doubt. I mean, the audience should suspect, yes, but they shouldn't be absolutely certain, should they? Doesn't that tend to diminish the suspense?
You might have a point there. Look, I wish you'd said something on the ride over about wanting Myra to read the play. I'd have told you to bring another carbon, and then she could be reading it right now while we're having our little talk.
Oh, well, I didn't know that she'd be interested. And besides, I only have the one.
You only have the one copy.
Well, I thought I'd be Xeroxing the original as soon as I was through.
Of course. I mean, who needs 2 or 3 cards in the age of Xerox?
Well, she could read this one, and we could pass pages back and forth, or I could sit next to you.
No, wait. I just need to think. Just need to think a second.
Sydney's just bursting with ideas about your play, Mr. Anderson. I've never seen him so enthusiastic. You know, he gets plays in the mail all the time. Finished plays that are ready for production, supposedly. From his agent, from producers, from aspiring playwrights. And usually he just laughs and sneers and says the most disparaging things you could possibly imagine. I just know he can improve your play tremendously. Well, he could turn it into a hit that would run for years and years and make more than enough money for everyone concerned.
So, is this what you meant when you said, I'll be quiet?
Well, I'm not going to be quiet. I'm going to say something that's been on my mind ever since your phone conversation. You know, it's very wrong of you to expect Sydney to just give you the fruit of his years of experience, his hard-won knowledge, without any quid pro quo, as if that seminar was still in session.
He offered to give it to me.
And it's very wrong of you to have offered to give it to him. Look, I'm the one in this household with my feet on the ground and my eye on the checkbook. Now, I'm going to make a suggestion to you, Sydney, and I know it may come as a shock to you, but I want you to give it your grave and thoughtful and earnest consideration. Will you do that for me? Will you promise to do that for me? Put aside the play you're working on. That's right. Put aside the play about Helga Tendorf and how she finds murderers and keys under clothes dryers. Put it aside and help Mr. Anderson with his play. Collaborate with him. That's what I'm suggesting. That's what I think is the fair and sensible and rational thing to do in this situation. Deathtrap by Clifford Anderson and Sidney Poole. Unless Mr. Anderson feels that in deference to your age and reputation, it should be the other way around.
Well, that is a shocker. Put aside the drowning wife?
I thought it was frowning wife.
No! What kind of title would that be? No, drowning wife is what I'm calling it, at least for now. It's got the women's lib overtone. And the ESP, I mean, look, it's really a timely play.
It will keep, Sydney. People are always interested in psychics that can point to someone and say, this man murdered that man. Put it aside, please, and do for Mr. Anderson what George S. Kaufman did for you.
Well, that's awfully persuasive, Myra. How does it grab you?
Wow, I feel as if I'm on the spot.
Well, you are. Myra's put you there. Put both of us there, as a matter of fact.
Well, I just felt that something should be said before anything else is done.
Yes, of course. Of course, darling. Well, what's your reaction, Cliff?
Well, first of all, I'm overwhelmed. Really honored and staggered that Sidney Brule would even consider setting aside his own play to help me on mine. I mean, there I was when I was 12 years old, sitting in that theater. And who would think that someday I'd be standing here, weighing
All
the
right,
chance.
I think we get the gist of that passage.
I'm sure that's a golden opportunity that I ought to seize with both hands.
Oh, you should. Yes.
But the thing is, well, it's as if I went to a doctor, one of the world's leading specialists, and he recommended surgery. Well, even with my respect for his eminence and his experience, would want to get a second opinion, wouldn't I? I'm sure that your ideas are terrific. But Mrs. Brule is right. It wouldn't be fair for me to hear them now without some sort of understanding or arrangement. And to be perfectly honest, without having heard them, well, I think that Deathtrap is pretty good as it is. It's not perfect, certainly. I'm sure it could use a little fine-tuning, but I'm not sure that it requires surgery. What I think I ought to do is Xerox several copies and send them off to those agents that you recommended to us. And if they say, too, that major rewrites are in order, well, then I'll come back and do as Mrs. Brule suggested. And I'd be willing to make whatever arrangement you think right. The same one you had with Mr. Kaufman, I guess. I hope I haven't offended you.
No, not at all.
Mr. Anderson, agents know about contracts. They have no
I
idea.
Don't beg him. He'll think he's got the wealth of the Indies here, and we're Mr. and Mrs. John Lafitte.
I'd never think that. I'm really honored that you were willing to set aside your own work to help me.
But, well, I'm not, really. I mean, now that I've had time to consider the matter, I really can't see putting aside a play as timely and inventive as The Drowning Wife in order to, well, do wet nurse work on one as speculative as Deathtrap. Myra, go sit down. You're making me nervous standing over there hyperventilating. Look, I think you should do what you suggested. Run up a few copies, send them off to some agents, and if they decide that rewrites are in order, get in touch. Who knows, I might be going through a dry spell. It's been known to happen.
Thank you, I will.
Although I highly doubt it. I mean, I've got it completely outlined and more than halfway written. Oh, and I'm working on another new play. Yeah, it's about Harry Houdini.
Oh?
Yeah, magic's really big right now. I mean, look at the success of the magic show. Houdini's always been an idol of mine. This is a pair of his handcuffs.
Sydney,
Relax, darling. Sydney, Clifford's not the kind of person who would steal another person's idea. You wouldn't do that, would you?
Of course not.
Ah, there you go. See, no problem whatsoever. His heart is far from fraud as heaven from earth. Remarkable man, Houdini. He designed all of his own magical apparatus. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Remarkable craftsmanship. Here, have a look.
Sydney, please.
Myra, sit down.
Don't. I beg of you, please. For
He's an
God's
honest
sake.
young man. Would you just sit down and stop being so all-fired and suspicious of everyone who comes through that front door? Look, we had a rather nasty experience a few years back involving a plagiaristic playwright who shall go unnamed since he's gone back to meet his matron. We're called for repairs. At any rate, Myra gets alarmed if I so much as mention the language I'm working on to another writer. Don't take it personally. So, have a look. They're really quite remarkable.
They look very old.
Oh, they're made to, as well as solid and escape-proof.
They certainly seem that way.
Be my guest.
You mean try them on?
Yes. That's what I mean when I hand you my prized pair of $1,200 Houdini handcuffs and say, be my guest. Try them on.
$1,200?
Yeah. Here. There you go. There you go. Now, you just need to twist your wrist like this, press and pull. All right? All right. No, wait, here. No, you're doing it wrong. You gotta do it all in one motion. Twist, press, and pull. All right?
They're not coming open.
That's strange. They did for me yesterday morning. It's certainly not a case of the hinges not being wound.
Well, I guess I'm just not Houdini.
That's all right. I'm sure I've got the keys here somewhere. But don't fuss. You're liable to ruin them.
Sorry.
Key. Where are you, little brass key?
You know, this could be a good thriller. It could. I mean it.
How so?
Well, a young playwright sends his first play off to an older playwright that conducted a seminar that the young playwright attended. No one else has read the play, and then he sends it off to the older playwright to get some ideas for rewrites, bringing along all of his notes and everything. And of course, you'd have to have the Xerox breaking down to explain why there only were 2 copies. There would have to be a very good play. The one the younger playwright wrote, I mean. And the older playwright would have to have nothing much going on for him at that time.
And an enormous concatenation of unlikely events, don't you think?
Well, we've almost got it here, haven't we? Except that you've got the Drowning Wife and the Houdini play. And Deathtrap probably isn't worth killing for. I'm sure no one saw me get into your car.
Well, there you go. You solved the second play problem.
I'm sure it could be turned into something fairly interesting. What do you think, Mrs. Brewer?
I don't like it. It frightens me.
Maybe I left the key over here somewhere.
Oh, I forgot to mention. I should be getting a phone call any minute now. From a girl that was coming to visit me at about 8:30, which is, close to the time it is now, isn't it? And I didn't have a chance to get a hold of her before I left, so I just wrote a note on the hall mirror, telling her where I am and giving her the number, so she can call and figure out which train I'm taking back, so she can pick me up from the station. 1 2-hour walk a day is plenty for me, so I hope you find that key. Otherwise, you'll have to hold the phone up for me.
So how's she gonna get in to read the note?
She has a key.
You're not a very conscientious house sitter, are you?
She's honest.
You know, on the drive over, you said you didn't know anyone in Milford except for a few tradespeople.
She's from Hartford. Her name is Marietta Konofsky, and she teaches at the Quirk Middle School. Fayette.
How'd you get the number? It's unlisted.
From the university, along with your address. I'm friendly with Mrs. Beecham there.
Beecham.
Short, red hair with eye shade.
See. Well, I hope she gave you the right number. We had it changed a couple weeks ago. An obscene phone caller was boring us, and God, I don't think I remember to notify good old Yukon. What number did you give Miss Klanowski?
I don't remember.
Was it 226-3049 or 226-5457?
The first one, 3049.
The new number. Gosh, I guess I must have notified the university and really clean forgot I did it. How strange. How untypical of me.
Would you go on looking for the
Yes, of course I will.
Cindy, my heart won't take this.
Won't take what? Me finding the key? I think the two of you thought I was going to grab this mace here and pull a Dr. Mannheim. Is that why you retreated so far downstage here, Clifford?
Well, you can't write that and not have a mind that envisions possibilities.
No, true. I'm slightly paranoid myself sometimes. What's your excuse, though? Loyal and trusting wife of mine? 11 years of marriage and she still thinks that I'm capable of committing real murder. There's a lesson in there for you, Clifford. Come on, uncuff yourself. Come on. Deathtrap is promising, but it's not that promising.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah, I think that your most promising invention this evening was the name Marietta Klanowski. That was beautiful. I congratulate you.
Thanks.
Mrs. Beecham's eye shade, though, I think was a bit too much.
I thought that was one of those convincing details that you told us to try for. Are you sure this is the right key?
For heaven's sakes, Houdini did it in a milk can under 10 feet of water. Do you mean to tell me that you can't sit there in a chair and do it?
Cindy! Cindy, stop it! What are you doing?
Stay back!
Cindy! Cindy, stop it! Stop! Oh my God. Oh my God, what did you do?
Right on the rug. Score 1 point for neatness.
Oh my God.
Your heart seems to have taken it.
Barely.
Well, we'll give it a rest on the Riviera right after the opening. We'll get a housekeeper again, so you'll be able to take it easy. We'll get another car, too. Goddamn rolls.
We're going to be in prison.
A would-be writer walks away from his housekeeping job. The police won't be bothered to yawn.
Leaving his clothes and his typewriter.
Who can figure young people nowadays? Especially the would-be writers. Maybe he realized that he wouldn't be and he decided to go off and preach ecology or go join the Reverend Sun Young Moon. Who knows? Someone might break into his apartment and poor little Smith Corona might be stolen.
do with him?
Bury him. Behind the garage? No. In the vegetable patch. Easier digging. Guys, here. Pour yourself a brandy, I'm gonna be a winner again. All of our dear, supportive friends are gonna see you living off my money for a change. Picture their surprise. Full moon, all right. Hope this doesn't become a monthly practice. Would you help me?
No.
Myra, it's been done. There's no sense in me getting a hernia in here. Thank God he's the back. Make mine a double. I feel a chill coming on. Along with incipient blisters, aching arms, and small devils poking pitchforks into what I believe is my lumbago. You know, in Murder's Child, I had Dr. Mannheim bury Teddy in 45 minutes. In the future, I'll know better. We're out one hearthrug, but saw some nice ones in Yield House the other day. Look, I sense a speech coming on. Do you mind if I pour my own brandy? You sit down before you start?
I intended to. I've learned something in 11 years of melodrama.
Good girl.
university, even if he lied about the phone number.
Look, if the police do come, I'll tell them that he wrote me a letter. A twerpy little letter asking for advice, which I answered. Or maybe I threw it away.
In a month or so, we haven't been arrested. I want you to leave. We'll have a few arguments in people's living rooms. You can write them for us. You know, little tips about money or something. And then you'll move out. Oh, I wish you could take the vegetable patch with you. But since you can't, you'll buy it from me. Oh, as soon as the money starts rolling in. Before the Rolls Royce and before you go to the Riviera, you'll buy the vegetable patch. In a house. The whole 9.3 acres. We'll get Buck Raymond or Moriarty to set a fair price.
Honey. You've had a shocking and painful.
Get away from me!
Look, you've had a shocking and painful experience. As have I. I'm terrified that I'm going to get caught. I'm absolutely guilt-ridden that I could have been crazy enough to have done such a thing. Look, I'm going to give half the money to the new dramatist guild. I swear I will. But look, tonight is not the time to talk about anything. Look, you'll see in a few days when we're both more ourselves, things will look much cheerier.
You are yourself, right now, and so am I. In a few days when... Oh, go ahead. He wrote me a twerpy letter, officer!
It's probably Lottie and Ralph come to yammer about the movie.
It's probably Helga and Ted Door.
Don't be silly. It's Lottie and Ralph. Damn them. Look, I gotta let them in, all right? Are you gonna be able to face them? Do you need to go upstairs? I can tell them.
Oh, no. No. I'm staying right here, and I'm going to let you worry that I'll fall apart.
Come in. Who is it?
I am your neighbor in House of McBain's. Please, you will let me come in.
Oh, my God.
It's most urgent. I got the information, but the neighbor did not tell me your number. I'm praying for money. It's urgent.
Come in.
Okay.
Hello.
Thank you. I apologize for how late I come, but you will forgive me when I make the explaining. Yeah, this room I see. Beams and window like so. And pain. Such pain. 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 Pain.
Oh, we're neither of us completely up to snuff this evening.
Oh, just as I see them. Oh. Why do you keep such pain-covered things?
Well, they're mostly antiques and souvenirs from plays. I'm a playwright.
Yeah, Sidney Bruhl. Oh, Wyman tells me. We make books together.
This is my wife, Myra.
How do you do?
What gives you such pain, dear lady?
Well, nothing. I'm fine, really.
No. Something you see pains you. Paul tells you of me. I am Helga Tendorf, psychic.
Yeah, he did. In fact, we were gonna
For
ask.
hours now, I feel the pain from here. And more than pain. Since 8:30. When begins the Merv Griffin show? Hey, I'm on it next week. You'll watch?
Yes, of course. Make a note of it, Myra.
Thursday night. The amazing Christine also. What they want him for, I do not know. I called the information, but the lady will not tell me your number. I call Paul, but he is not at home. He is in red room, eating with chopsticks. I call the information again. I say, you must tell me number. Is urgent. I am Helge Tendor, psychic. She says, his number. I try, but I see only the 226, which is everybody, yeah? So I come here now, because pain gets worse, and more than pain.
More than pain?
Yeah, there's something else here, something frightening. No, thank you, it will interfere.
What will?
The drink you would give me must keep unclouded the head. Never drink. Only when images become too many. Then I get drunk. Ooh. Was used many times by a beautiful dark-haired woman, but only pretending.
That's remarkable. It's from my play, The Murder Game, and every night it was used by a beautiful dark-haired actress.
Will be used again by another woman, not in play, but because of play. Yeah, because of play. Another woman uses this knife. Oh, I should put away these things.
Yes, I intend to. I'll sell the whole collection in a month or so. I'm getting kind of tired of it anyway.
It may be too late. Look, I do not enjoy to make unhappy people, but I must speak when I see something, yeah?
Well, I don't know. Not necessarily. I mean, you could keep quiet, right? You're supposed to be resting, not in your home country.
No, must speak. Is why God gives gift. Is danger here, much danger. To you and to you is death in this room. Is something that invites death, that carries death, the death trap. He says word in English, death trap.
Yes.
It's a play that I'm working on. It's the name of the play. That's where you're getting it from, I'm sure. And there is a death in the play. I'm certain that's what you're responding to. I work at that desk right over there.
Maybe, but it feels like real death.
Well, I try to be convincing, act things out as I write.
Man, in boots, young man, here in this room, he attacks you.
He attacks me.
Yeah, he's one of those. Comes as friend to help you, to work with you, but attacks. Oh, there's much confusion here.
Well, we'll certainly be on the lookout for a young man in boots. Hey, honey, we're going to be Japanese from now on. Shoes off at the door.
He sits in this chair and he talks of Diane
There's a Diane in the play.
and two other people, Smith and Colonna. No, he's one person only. Small man. He's in play a small man, Smith Colonna.
I've never heard the name.
Oh, it's a very confusing image. He's gone now. Nothing else comes.
Well, that's quite a remarkable demonstration, wasn't it, dear? I mean, the way that you got the name of the play and Diane and, oh God, this dagger business. I mean, that's really awesome.
Remember what else I tell you. Dagger is used again by woman because of play. And man in boots attacks you. Of these two things I am certain. All else is, confusing. Hey, pain is less now, yeah?
Well, yes, there wasn't any really.
Look, that's quite a remarkable gift you've got there. I mean, I got to admit, I've been skeptical of ESP, but you convinced me. It's genuine.
Oh yeah, he's genuine. And sometimes not having gift to be honored. Oh,
Have you always had it?
yeah, since I was child. Never could I enjoy the game of hide and go seek. It was too easy, you understand? Yeah. And parents did not wrap Christmas presents. Why waste the paper? Later, in my teen years, walking with boys? Oh, such images!
Look, won't you have another drink or a single drink? I'd love to talk to you.
No, thank you. I must return to house. You will come take dinner with me sometime. I will tell you all of my life. That would make a good play, huh? When child, you are living in a large house with yellow shutters, yeah?
Yes, that's right.
Always when moon is full, I'm in top form. Good night.
Good night.
Be careful. You also.
I intend to. And no boots allowed.
Good night.
Good night.
Remember, Thursday night, we're freaking showing.
Well, if that's the best she can do, I really don't think we got anything to worry about.
You're not afraid of the danger she saw.
Not especially.
Oh my God, we're going to prison.
But I don't see how. Look, if the police come and if they do bring her, which is highly unlikely, what of it? She's going to have them searching the tri-state area for a small man with 2 spools of ribbon, one here running through his mouth.
She saw him sitting there. She heard him speak.
Yes, but she got the main point backwards. Don't you see? Look, this is all going to be behind us in no time at all. I'll burn or throw away that thing, and that'll be the end of it. In a week or so, this will all be forgotten. Look, I had to do it. I couldn't help myself. I saw that play going off into the world and him sitting there so young and so lucky. Look, just don't decide yet about kicking the old boy out, all right? And please, I implore you, do not consider using that dagger. All right, it's a bad joke. One of her confusing images. Although, if we do get a housekeeper, I'm going to expect her to have excellent references.
Just sell this collection.
I probably should. I will, all right? But not right away, that'll look suspicious. You know, it's really amazing. 18 years later, and Tanya's aura is still permeating.
Just put it away somewhere.
There. Exit dagger into death.
You know, part of me was hoping you'd do it. But at the same time, I was terrified, but part of me was hoping. I mean, I saw the money and I saw your name on the plate.
Honey. You tried to stop me. You did the best you could. This was my doing and mine alone, all right? I mean, you helped me carry the body because you were too stunned and too in the habit of helping me to stop me, all right? If anything should go wrong, there must never be any question about that point. Oh. But look, nothing's going to go wrong. You'll see. In a few weeks, we'll be celebrating leading producer Option's new Sidney Brule thriller, Successful Playwrights Admit Envy. Come on, let's lock up and turn in. possible that murder could be an aphrodisiac? Wouldn't that be a disappointment to the importers of ginseng root and the Department of Health, Education,
Oh my God.
and what?
Oh my God.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Oh, stop it! Oh my God! Oh my God! Stop! Stop! He couldn't help himself! No, please! Please, I'm trying to stop him! Oh!
She's dead. I'm positive. It worked.
Could it not? Those that minor ones that were a lot less. Hey, I got news for you. Styrofoam hurts. You did a hell of a lot harder than you did at the motel.
The added adrenaline of the actual performance. And you didn't make that strangling a jolly experience. How about that Helga Tendor? I almost had a heart attack myself out there.
Me too.
Spooky the way she saw I was going to attack you.
Yeah, but she was off base. I mean, she had you doing it with one of the weapons.
Oh, there must have been a graphic getting mixed in.
Yeah, it's an extremely confusing image. Oh, you got dirt all over. Well, look, it's just as well she came anyway. She'll be telling everybody how she felt the physical pain of the oncoming heart attack. Every little bit helps. I've been telling people for days that Myra was under the weather. Not that any supporting evidence is necessary.
Well, I better go get my things.
No rush. Not gonna call the doctor for a few minutes anyway. We don't want anyone performing any miracles of resuscitation.
What if Madame Tendor comes back?
I don't see why she would. The pain is gone.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that.
Don't walk around. No, don't walk around. You're gonna attract her. Oh, hey. I bet you were glad to hear that exit dagger line, huh?
Was that for my benefit?
Yeah. If she hadn't said it, I would have said it myself. I thought that prediction was gonna unnerve you. I had visions of you herring off into the woods, leaving me with a live wife, an imaginary corpse, and no surefire hit play to justify the one to the other.
I'd never have done that.
Well, I thought it best to relieve any possible tension. Probably don't have any time to burn these, do I?
Why burn them at all? They're just old manuscripts.
Yeah, I know. I guess we could just cut off the backs and use the back for scrap. Seems so chintzy, though. If anyone asks, I'll say that I was clearing out some old records when the Grim Reaper struck.
The closer you stay to the truth, the better off you are.
You're a regular fount of homey wisdom there, Clippy boy. Farewell, Deathtrap. Would that you had been the genuine article.
Put my desk right here.
No. I've got a surprise for you.
Let me guess, I'm working in the maid's room.
Would I do that to you? No, you're going to be sharing the handsomely converted stable as promised.
Then what's the surprise?
You'll see after the obsequies.
Oh,
I hope you don't mind old Zenobia here tearing along at full blast. I think I am going to do something on ESP. I mean, that was a pretty remarkable demonstration despite the mistakes.
well, I'm ready to get to work too.
The thing for the seminar.
No, I had a better idea. When I was cleaning on my desk last week, I suddenly realized that there's a play right there, in your typical urban welfare office.
What, that's a thriller?
No, to be honest, I've begun to lose interest in thrillers. I want to do something more honest and more relevant.
Honest. Wow. Well, despite the fact that you used those words, I'm still going to let you stay, all right? Here, go get your things. I'll call the doctor.
Right.
Hello? Yes. Hi, my name is Brule. B-R-U-H-L. Sydney. Yes, is he there? Oh. Could you have him call back? It's urgent. My wife just had a heart attack. No, I'm afraid that won't be necessary. Yes. It's 226-3049. Yes, thank you.
I left the weights till tomorrow. And the typewriter.
Old Smith Colonna.
That was funny, wasn't it? Is he on his way?
Answering the service.
Well, you know. Well, see you later. Oh, how long do you think it'll be?
I don't know. 2 or 3 hours? They probably gonna want me to go along with her. I don't know.
Well, ciao.
Oh, Clifford, floorboards on the second floor creak pretty badly, so why don't you just do a quick wash up and turn it into bed and stay there, all right?
Well, by that.
All right. Hello? Oh, God. It's a bad one. I did mouth to mouth resuscitation for 10 or 15 minutes, but it's no use. There's nothing. Oh, God. She's been under the weather for a few days. I tried to get her to call you, but she refused. She said that it was only... That must have been quite a welfare office.
It was. Everyone had a poignant story. They're writing the play of their own accord.
No notes, no outlines.
This isn't a thriller, Sidney. It's not dependent on intricate plotting or contrived theatrics. They're real people. All I'm doing is bringing them on and letting them spill their dreams and frustrations. Their anger with the bureaucracy.
Joe Pat will have a messenger at the door any minute now.
I was thinking of him as a possible producer. Do you know him?
Slightly. Look, let me see a page or two. I'll let you know how I do.
I'd like to, but I'd really rather wait until I'm done with the finished draft and give it to you in one glorious bundle. Would you mind?
No, not at all. What's an hour or so?
It'll take 3 or 4 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
At the rate you're going, you're gonna have written a trilogy by then.
Nothing doing?
I'm thinking.
Why don't you invite her over? Tendor. Talking with her might spark something.
Do you think it's wise to have her on the premises?
Maybe not on a full moon, but any other night, why not? Look at the egg she laid on the Griffin show.
True. Of course, she was rattled when the amazing Kreskin started describing her husbands in such detail.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Bella Forrester called before you came down. She wanted to know if she could bring over a casserole or cum soda punch. I told her we were managing just fine.
Good. No. I'll get it. We don't want to break the flow. Porter! Come on in! I'm glad to see you.
How are you doing, Sidney?
I'm doing better, thanks.
There's a couple couple things I'd like to talk to you about in my history.
No, not at all. In fact, I'm kind of glad for the chance and break. How come you're not in the city?
I have to be in New Haven this afternoon. Secretary?
Yes.
My goodness, what a fast typist.
He is. Hey, you want to meet him? Clifford. This is my friend, Porter Milford. This is Clifford Anderson.
How do you do?
I do, sir. I'd call him my attorney, but then he'd bill me.
I'm going to anyways. This is a business call at least, partly.
Clifford was at my seminar last summer, and when it was done, he asked about a position, and well, now that Myra has passed away, I realized that I need a helping hand, and so I gave him a call. Next day, here he was.
Half typewriter, will travel.
That was very kind of you.
Oh, it's a privilege to be of help to someone like Mr. Brewer.
Oh my, look at this, what a beauty.
Partner's desk.
Where did you find it?
In Wilton. I came across it a few days ago. I figured it made more sense than to clutter the room up with 2 single ones.
Cost a pretty penny, I'll bet.
It's deductible.
Yeah, they can't very well quibble about a writer's desk, can they?
No.
Wait till Elizabeth sees this.
Hey, how is Elizabeth?
Fine.
And the girls?
Couldn't be better. Kathy loves Vassar.
Oh, and Vassar herself.
Oh.
Hey, why don't you have a seat?
Thank you.
Should I go get those groceries now? Then you and Mr. Milton can talk privately.
Would you mind?
I'll have to sometime before dinner, I might as well.
That sounds great. Look, I'll be back in a minute.
Take your time, I haven't started the clock yet. I love this room.
It's beautiful, isn't it? It's a privilege to be working here.
You know, he's looking well.
He's picked up quite a bit the past few days. The first week was pretty rough. He cried every night. I could hear him plainly. And he was drinking heavily too.
Ah,
But he'll pull through. His work is of great solace to him.
sure it is. Often I've admired my writer clients in that account. You know, I tried to play once.
Oh?
But the Supreme Court justice I admire most. But even the title was a problem. Frankfurter.
Hey, well, $20 be enough?
Oh, no. You only need some salad things and some milk. I'm going to Gibson.
All right. Hey, could you pick up some yogurt too? Anything but fruit.
Sure. You didn't park in the driveway, did you?
No, I pulled off this.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you, or I'll talk to you later, whichever the case may be.
I'm sure we'll see each other again.
All right.
Pleasant young fellow. Good looking too.
So, Porter, he strike you as gay? Homosexual?
I know what gay is, Sidney. Elizabeth told me a long time ago. No, he didn't strike me that way.
I guess I just have a sneaking suspicion he might be. Although I guess if he's doing his job well, it's really none of my business.
Well, in essence, he is a domestic employee. And under that circumstance, his sexual preference could be a matter of concern.
Look, I was not asking for a legal opinion. I was just saying that it's probably none of my business.
Well, in that case, no, it isn't.
Besides, I mean, if I'd hired a female secretary, people would talk, right?
Yeah, if she were under 80.
That's what I thought. So I called her.
Sidney, it's so good to see you looking so well. That's the main reason I came. I was delegated by Elizabeth and the Westons and the Hardys. That young man's been discouraging all callers. And quite frankly, we were worried that you were in worse shape than he was letting on. But obviously that's not the case.
Yeah, it's gonna be another week or so before I'm ready to face the world, but yeah, I'm pulling through. The work is a great solace.
So, what do you want?
A new thriller about ESP. Helga Tendorf's a neighbor, you know?
Yes, I do. Is it true what everyone's saying that? Do you mind talking about this?
No, go ahead.
Is it true she actually pointed to a spot on the floor where Myra was gonna fall?
No, not like that. Nothing at all like that. She just stood and said, "There's a great pain in this woman's chest," and Myra said, "Well, it's not that bad." And she said, "Still, with your history, you should go see a doctor." Which is what I've been telling Myra for days.
You know, it's uncanny being able to sense things like that. I think you'd be able to write a very fine thriller on the subject.
It's coming along.
Well,
Now, business time.
yes it is. First item on the agenda is your will. Now that Myra's gone, you ought to look it over. Does this thing stand or something were to happen to you? Your cousins in Vancouver would inherit. Would you like to keep it that way?
I don't know, let me think about it.
Do, don't put it off. And this is the second item. Now, this is only approximate, because I don't have up-to-date appraisals on real estate. But that's roughly what you can expect, give or take a few $1,000s.
I didn't realize it'd be this much.
Maybe Myra was keeping some secrets, because she knew. Her records were in apple pie order.
How much of this is the government gonna take?
Not too much, really. You see, the first $250,000 of this is exempt from federal tax, and the state tax, which starts at $50,000, is only a few percent. Now, there's one more item, Sidney. I was talking with Maury Escher last night at the planning board meeting. He mentioned you spoke to him about selling off a few acres.
Now, well, I don't think I will now.
You can't. Not yet, anyway. Not till the will goes through probate.
I know that. I was just asking him how much he thought I could get.
So he was jumping the gun, not you. Well, I wanted to make sure you're clear on that point. Well, end of business, and you got it off cheap.
Yes, I am lucky.
So, what's the procedure? You dictate, he types?
No, I do my own typing. Of course, he'll type up the final product, and of course, he handles the letters.
Is that what he was doing before letters?
No, play of his own.
Oh, the seminar, of course.
Yep, started yesterday and probably finished tomorrow.
Hope he doesn't steal your ESP idea. You haven't discussed it with him, have you?
What makes you say that?
Well, he locked whatever he was working on in his drawer. Unobtrusively, but I noticed.
Really?
Or maybe he's afraid you're gonna steal his idea.
I highly doubt it. Life in a welfare office? The dreams and frustrations of a half dozen people that you wouldn't want to spend an evening with? No.
He worked in a welfare office?
Yeah, that's what he was doing.
Might be force of habit then. People who work in large offices often lock their desks.
Yeah, but unobtrusively? I mean, I think it'd be quite the reverse. Hey, everybody, I'm locking my desk.
Might be his way of doing things. Sorry if I worried you, it's just my suspicious legal mind. Sure, he's exactly what he seems, an honest, helpful young man. Completely trustworthy.
Yes. Probably.
Well, I better get moving if I'm gonna make it to New Haven by noon.
No.
Trustees luncheon at Old Eli.
Thank you.
Hey, has the check from the insurance company arrived yet?
No, it hasn't.
Well, I'll write him a letter first thing in the morning.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Hey, will you come for dinner?
You know, yeah, I think in about a week or so, I'll be ready to go face to face with people. So yes, I will.
Fair enough.
All right.
Take care now.
Oh, give my best to Elizabeth.
I will.
Oh, and the girls. Craftsman. Yes. Go and no. No. Ah! Judas Christmas.
don't mind.
No, that's all right. It's only fair. You did the shopping. I'll do the putting away. Let's get you back to that welfare office. Okay?
God forbid. The change is in the bowl. And that avocado is supposed to be organic.
Hey, Clever, could you lend me a hand in here?
Where are you?
Where are you? Oh, I didn't hear you, so I came through here. Thought I could use those Olympic fingers.
Beer now?
I had a sudden mad craving like in the commercials. Look, I'm sorry, I might have shaken it up. I hope it doesn't spill.
You know you can use an opener on these.
Really?
Well, yeah, doesn't it say so?
I don't know. I didn't expect to read these cockroaches. So, you've grown tired of writing thrillers? Lost your taste for intricate plotting and glib, superficial characters, huh? Want to work on something real, something important, something socially relevant?
Hey, cut it out, will you? Your idea will start coming.
Possibly.
Just relax and don't try to bug me. It'll come.
Deathtrap, a thriller in 2 acts. Characters: Julian Crane, Doris Crane, Willard Peterson, Inga von Braun. The action takes place in Julian's Crane study in the Crane home in Westport.
You've got a hell of a nerve. Say!
Julian Crane's study is a handsomely converted stable crafted onto an authentic colonial house. Sliding doors, upstage center, open onto a foyer in which are the house's front door, entrances to the living room and kitchen, and a stairway to the 2nd floor. French doors, upstage left, open out into a shrubbery-flanked patio. Downstage right is a federal brick fireplace, practical to the extent that paper can be burned in it. The room's furnishings are carefully chosen antiques, a few chairs and occasional pieces. Ooh, a buffet downstage right with liquor decanters, and the focus of the room, Julian's desk. We remember Julian's desk, don't we? That's where he was working when Crazy Willard came into town. No, colorful damask drapes hang at the French doors. The room is decorated with theatrical posters, not like window cards like these. Oh, and a collection of guns, handcuffs, maces, broadswords, and battle axes, any of which I'm going to use at any minute now.
What, that's it? You're not going to start acting out all 11 pages? Would you like me to explain?
What's to explain? You're a lunatic with a death wish. Freud covered it thoroughly.
I have exactly the same wish you have. A success wish.
How is this gonna bring you success?
Remember that night? That little speech I threw in while you were looking for the key? It could be a terrific thriller.
What in which someone like me and someone like you give someone like Myra a heart attack?
Yes, in Act 1.
And what, pray tell, is your definition of success? Getting gangbanged in the shower room of the state penitentiary?
I knew you'd have reservations. That's why my first instinct was to say that it wasn't even a thriller. I haven't enjoyed putting you on, Cindy. I'm glad it's out in the open.
You call this having reservations?
Well, you do, don't you?
Yes! The house madman's writing a play that's gonna put us both in prison!
It won't.
I'm standing here terrified, horrified, petrified, stupefied, crapping my pants, and you call this having reservations. You know, I'm not gonna use one of these on you. I'm gonna beat you over the head with Rosastosaurus.
No one can prove what really caused Myra's heart attack. Oh, they can't. Look, if I could change things, I would, but I can't. It has to be a playwright. Who else can pretend to receive some finished work that could make tons of money?
A composer? A novelist? Look, why are we even having this conversation?
A surefire smash hit symphony? No. And would a novelist or composer know where to get a girl out of that squirt's blood? Or how to stage a convincing murder? It has to be a playwright that writes thrillers because Arthur Miller probably has old sample cases hanging on his walls. I guess I could make it Wilton and not Westport.
Why make it anywhere? Why make it?
It's there, Sydney.
That's mountains, not plays. Plays out there until some asshole writes them.
Stop and think for a minute, will ya? Think about that night. Try to see it from the audience's viewpoint. Everything we did to convince Myra that she was seeing a real murder would have exactly the same effect on them. Weren't we giving a play? Didn't we write it and rehearse it? Wasn't she our audience? Scene 1. Julian tells Doris about this terrific play that's come in the mail, and he jokes about killing for it. Then he calls Willard and invites him over, getting him to bring the original copy. And the audience thinks exactly what Doris thinks. Julian might kill Willard for it. Scene 2. Everything that happened from the moment we came through the door. All the little ups and downs we threw in to make it ring true. Oh, the I'm getting a phone call bit. All of it. Tightened up a bit naturally. And then comes the strangling, which scares the audience as much as it does Doris.
No wonder you didn't need any notes or outlines.
It's all up here. Every bit of it. Scene 3. Inga von Bronk. A few laughs, right? Can't hurt. And then it looks like the act is drawing to a so-so kind of a close when Julian and Doris get ready to go upstairs. And then pow! In comes Willard out of the grave and seeking vengeance. Shock! Surprise! Doris has her heart attack! And Julian gets up from the fake beating. And the audience realizes that Julian and Willard are in cahoots. That there isn't any surefire thriller. That Willard is moving in. And the curtain is Julian burning the documents or calling the doctor. I'm not sure which. I'll be honest. Isn't that a surefire first act?
Sure. One intermission, 20 years to life.
No one can prove what really happened. They can't. How can they?
Well, what are you gonna say when the guy from the Times goes, "Didn't you used to work for Sidney Brule and didn't his wife have a heart attack right about the time you got there?"
No comment.
My God.
Look, I know things are going to be a little sticky, but everyone's opening up about everything these days. In print, on TV, why not on stage? As long as it can't be proven. Look, Sydney, I've given it a lot of thought, and I honestly think it'll help the play. Give it an added dimension of intriguing gossip.
I'm sure you're right. In fact, I can see the box in New York Magazine right now. Tongues are wagging over interesting similarities between details in the new play Deathtrap and the private life of its author, Clifford Anderson, and his employer, Sidney Brule, who hung himself on opening night. When queried, Mr. Anderson said, "No comment." Well, I have a comment for you. No. Absolutely, definitely no. Look, I've got a name and a reputation, and it might be tattered, but it's still good for dinner invitations and house seats and the occasional teaching of a summer seminar. I intend to live out my day as author of the murder game, not fag who offed his wife. Oh look, a bachelor of bedroom fireplace. Let's see if it's authentic to the extent that paper can be burned in. Don't you
Don't you dare! You burn that, and I'll just leave here and write it somewhere else. I'll get a house-sitting job. Give it to me, Sidney. Give it here. I helped you kill for the chance to become what I want. I'm not going to let you take that away from me. I hope that when you saw the finished draft, that you'd be impressed enough to get over your Angel Street uptightness and pitch in. But I guess we can forget about that now. Wait,
Collaboration.
it's mostly your idea, isn't it? I'm not pretending it's all my baby. And I know that scene 1 is coming out a little heavy and stilted, but I hope we could be a team. Brule and Anderson.
Rogers and Purpose.
Now you see, I could never come up with something like that.
I'm sorry, I just don't feel like collaborating on my own public humiliation.
Next season's hit. Well, don't say I didn't ask. But I better move out anyway.
Why?
Well, when Helga Tendorf said a woman was going to use that dagger because of a play, maybe she wasn't that far off.
Wait. Come on, don't be silly, hey? Hey, I love you. I wouldn't dream of harming you. Besides, you'd probably break my neck.
Goddamn right I would.
Well, so let's not have any talk about you leaving, okay?
I don't know if I'm going to be able to concentrate with you being unhappy about this.
I'll whistle a lot. Look, maybe you're right. Maybe I am being stuffy and uptight.
You are. These days, geez, who cares about anything anymore?
I could use half the proceeds of it play.
I think that there's a movie in it, too.
Look, Porter went over the details of Myra's estate. It's worse than I thought. It's $22,000, and the government's going to take half. There's the house and the land, but I can't sell any acreage until the will goes through probate, and he says that's going to take 2 or 3 years. I mean, there's the insurance is less than I thought it would be, too.
The offer's still open.
You know, I was thinking this afternoon that that play in the mail thing was a good opening. I mean it.
It's mostly your idea, Sidney. All I did was help with some of the details. Pretty neat the way you managed it.
Oh, actually, I tried to break in. Damn thing's a fortress. Oh, actually, Porter noticed you locking up. Because I thought you were doing something on ESP.
I thought I was being so inconspicuous.
He's sharp, Porter. Dull, but sharp. No. The hell with it, I'll do it. Let people talk. I'll blush all the way to the bank.
You mean it?
Yes, Brule and Anderson.
Great! Just think, me, Clifford Anderson, collaborating with Sidney Brule.
Hey, that's Act 1.
Act 2 might be a problem.
How so?
Well, we've got the murder in Act 1. 2 murders, in effect. Act 2 is liable to be a letdown.
Not necessarily.
We'll bring in a 5th character. I was thinking of a detective. A Connecticut version of the one in Dial M.
Yes, Inspector Hubbard.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, and Inga von Bronk ought to make another appearance. A good comedic character like that, it'd be a shame to waste her.
There you go. Well, you keep typing Act 1, and I'll do some thinking about Act 2.
Hello, come in. Mr. Brule isn't here right now.
I come through Woody's list to walk.
Oh, he should be back any minute.
You are?
Oh, his secretary, Clifford Anderson.
I'm Helga Tendor. I'm psychic.
Oh, yes, I know. Mr. Brule told me about you. I understand that you predicted his wife's death.
Yeah. Was much pain. Right here. Very sad. Such a nice lady. Oh, this room. He is well, Mr. Brule.
Oh, yes, he went out to dinner. First time since. He said he would be back about 10, and it's 15:15 now.
Will be big storm tonight. Wind and rain, lightning and thunder. Trees will fall.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I was on the radio. I come to borrow candles. I'm not in the house, you hear?
I'm sure there are some somewhere. I can go look. Would you like to sit down?
Thank you. Oh! You! Wear boots.
Yes, everyone does these days. Oh, they're very comfortable.
Oh, you are for a long time secretary to Mr. Brule?
No, I came about 3 weeks ago, after his wife's death. I'll go look for the cameras. Whoa! Oh, God, what a bore. Hello, Mr. Brule. Helga Tendorf is here.
Oh. Hello.
Good evening, Mr. Brule.
How are you?
Well,
I got your note.
thank you.
Yours was most kind, and the flowers as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Do we have any candles? She came to borrow some.
Yeah, I sure do. In fact, I think Myra kept them over the refrigerator. Oh, if they're not there, they'll be on the shelf on the lamp. It's a gray cardboard box. I saw you on the Merv Griffin show. It wasn't a great evening for you, was it? What is it? Ow, what?
He's man I warned you of. Man in boots who attacks you.
Oh my God! In the turmoil of Myra's death, I completely forgot about your warning.
Is he? Candles are not why I come. Have many candles. But tonight, I feel here danger again. And in this room, feeling is very strong. You should not have him here.
You know, I was planning on letting him go this very evening. I've been talking to my attorney. I've been feeling uneasy for the past week.
Smith Corona. Is his?
Yes.
Oh, but of course, Corona, not Kelowna. Ugh. This is why I see on small man's face. 40 UEI. You must send this man away tonight.
I will, or at least give him his notice at any rate, and I won't put it off, seeing as how you came all this way to warn me. Look, you're positive that he attacks me.
Was that image on TV so sharp?
Hey, Clifford, come on in.
Thank you, I think.
You're welcome to take more.
No two are enough.
It's really blowing up out there.
Yeah, sometimes they're right with their predictions. Should I stay?
Look, I hope you can beat the rain.
I go through Woody's list to walk.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.
It's black out there. Are you gonna be able to find your way?
Yeah, I got torch. Good night.
Good night. What's wrong?
Oh. Oh. My daughter is pregnant! I must call and tell them. Oh!
She told you that I'm the man in boots that attacked you?
Yes.
She noticed them just before you came in. Did you tell her that I used a styrofoam bottle?
No, I didn't think it advisable. Yeah, and in fact, I told her that you've been giving me karate lessons. And we've been attacking each other all over the house. The closer you stay to the truth, the better, huh?
I'm finished with Act 1.
Oh? Well then, your evening was better spent than mine.
I ended Julian on the phone with the doctor.
How am I going to go on without her?
He wants him to think he's upset, doesn't he?
Look, your dialogue may be a little bit Tin Pan Alley, but your timing couldn't be better. I've got Act 2 ready to roll.
Great.
Or at least I think I do. There's still a couple bits I'm not sure are gonna work, so we'll try them out. And if they do, I'll lay the whole thing out for you scene by scene. There's quite a lot of surprises.
I can't wait to hear that.
Well, but before you do, would you mind going upstairs and checking the windows? Sounds like we're getting Hurricanes Alice through Zelda.
How many scenes are there?
3, same as in Act 1. I like that kind of symmetry.
Windows are all closed.
Fine.
What were those bits of business?
All right, there's 2 of them. Back to back, right near the end of the act. So, Clifford has spilled the beans, and Inspector Hubbard's come to beard Julian in his den. Julian shoots the inspector in the left arm, but he's only got 1 bullet in his gun. So, he needs to make his way up to the far wall in order to get another weapon to finish the job. First question is, can a 1-armed detective in otherwise good health stop a 2-armed middle-aged playwright from getting where he wants to go? So, we're gonna try. You be Hubbard, I'll be Julian.
Left arm out of commission.
Correct. All right. And go. You're gonna have to try harder than that.
I thought that would be believable.
Not even to a theater party. Come on. And go. Look, maybe you should be Julian. I'll be Hubbard.
I didn't want to tear your shirt.
Look, Clifford here, we're trying to become rich and famous here. Let's not let a 5-year-old shirt get in the way, right?
Can't we just let the director and the actors worry about this?
That's not the way professional playwrights operate, dum-dum. Look, a professional playwright doesn't turn in a play until he's sure that everything in it is doable and playable. So come on. Show the world what Brule and Anderson are going to go down in theatrical history, all right? And go! No! Voila! It works.
But I tore your shirt. Oh, I think your neck's bleeding.
It's all right. It'll heal. All right, on to the second bit. Much less strenuous and breathe.
Thank God.
This time you'll be Julian, I'll be Inspector Hubbard. All right. Just go to the far wall. Grab the axe. That doesn't look natural.
Feels natural.
But try it a different way.
No, it doesn't feel right.
All right, go back the way it was. All right. Now, set it down. Slow. And stand very still. It's time for goodbyes. Deathtrap is finished. Now we're entering into theater verity. Gun from gunpoint. Yeah, no blanks as at the dear old Lyceum Theater. No. Real bullets, courtesy of the Masters Remington. I loaded it last night while you were asleep. I really don't want that play to be written. Even though nothing can be proven, too much can be talked about. Yes, I'm too old and too stubby to be lumped in with the Washington secretaries and the ex-lovers and ex-presidents and the happy hookers and the happily hooked in the National Bad Taste Exposition. And try as I might, I can't think of a way to keep you from placing me in a centrally located booth. So I had Porter check you out in Hartford. Some blocks were found on your record, precisely the ones that you told me about, and he thinks, we talked this evening, that they tend to justify the sense of unease I've been feeling for the last week. So I came home and I gave you your notice. You became violent and abusive, and Miss Kendorf's 3-week-old vision came to pass. Luckily, I got to this gun for which I hold the license and the right to use in self-defense. Beats digging up the vegetable patch. I'm truly sorry, Clifford. If you hadn't succumbed to a case of thrilleritis malignus in what's surely the most acute case in recorded history, we might have actually become Brule and Anderson. As it is, we're simply going to have to remain Brule. That's it. I've got no more dialogue. You go.
What do you want me to say? I'm not gonna beg.
I guess I was hoping you might agree to become a steam fitter or something.
Would you have believed me?
No.
Then I'm hoping you'll take pity on a pretty face.
I don't notice you.
Goodbye, Clifford. Goodbye, Sydney. Oh, I thought a click would be anticlimactic. So I went out and bought some blanks this morning. While I was buying some real bullets. For this gun. Sit down, dum-dum. Sit down. Peripeteia. Reversal. Important elements of all drama. I remember you talked about it that first day of the seminar. Put that down. Now you see, I have this problem. I have this terrific first act, but I can't possibly think of a second act. Very frustrating. Oh, especially as I'm sharing that I'm bored with the old master plotter himself. Oh, the author of the murder game and of In for the Kill, which I happen to think a more elegant construction.
Thanks. That makes two of us.
As of now, yes. Be my guest.
You mean, put them on?
That's what I mean.
What are you gonna do?
Continue gloating. Don't play dumb through the arm of the chair. So you see, there I am with my problem. Sydney's not going to help me. This I know from square one. Sydney uses 3 kinds of deodorant and 4 kinds of mouthwash. Not for him, the whiff of scandal. Oh, but is there a way that I can harness that 17-jewel mind and put it to work for me all unwittingly? So I begin writing. And every time I leave the room, I inconspicuously lock the drawer. So inconspicuously, in fact, that smart old Sydney doesn't notice. But in comes double Porter, thank God, and saves me the trouble of getting heavy-handed and having to leave a loose page laying about.
You're real shit, you know that?
Would you mind saying that into the microphone? So there we are. Brule and Anderson. I type. Sydney thinks. Oh, I don't sleep much. Well, last night, for instance, what with all the tiptoeing going on. But I'll make it up next week. Thank you for Act 2. No, Inspector Hubbard. Julian's lawyer is the 5th character. Scene 1. Julian finds out that Willard is writing the real Deathtrap about Doris's murder. Oh, wait, change names, of course. He pretends I don't collaborate, but all the while he has old Peter Pilgrim or something check up on Willard, knowing full well that false and unfair charges are to be found. Scene 2. Julian sets up Willard for what will look like murder in self-defense by getting him to enact some bits of business for the play. That whole thing we just did? Oh, that's beautiful, Sydney. It'll play like a dream. And I never could have thought of that. I'm greatly in your debt. So Julian shoots Willard, who's basically just some innocent kid that Julian led astray.
You are such a bastard.
But at that very moment, in Amelia von Braun and Peter Pilgrim. She called him because she's been having bad vibes all night. Oh, they met at Doris's funeral. And Willard lives just long enough to tell the truth about himself, and about Julian, and about Doris's murder. And Julian shoots himself. Curtain.
What, no scene 3?
About what? They're both dead.
Seems strangely unsatisfying to me. I'd be glad to help think a little bit more for you.
No thanks, I'll manage to fill in the holes just fine. And now, I'm going to pack and call a taxi. I'm gonna grab whatever money I can find laying around. When the taxi's at the door, I'll give you the key. And you're gonna tell everyone that you gave me my notice, and I accepted it with grace and charm. But if you tell anyone that I stole anything, or harass me in any way, you'll be opening up a very nasty can of peas. Oh, a little angel streak to keep you company. Oh, maybe I'll find some rubies upstairs. See you anon.
Oh, Clifford! Those were Houdini's handcuffs! Hold on, oh, Connecticut Power Line. Oh, hold on. Hi, girl. Shit. Hello, police department. Thank you. Hello, my name is Brule. I live on Rabbit Hill Road. Yes, I just killed my secretary. He came at me with an axe. Wait till you hear this part. You're gonna think I'm drunk. I swear I'm stone cold sober. I shot him with a crossbow. It was the only thing I could get my hands on. I assure you, I am not. You can come out if you like, but be sure to bring some flashlights. Yes, it's Brule, B-R-U-H-L. Yeah, Sydney. Oh, God, you know what?
she sees Brule kill boy.
Now hold on a minute, that boy had nothing to do with...
Quiet! Brule shows her play from boy. He's good play. Boy comes. Brule kills tight around neck to take play. She helps him carry boy out. Pain brings me, but now I am gone. Oh, and boy is from grave. Oh, comes with long. No, please. I tried to stop. She dies.
A fake murder? To bring about a real one? Are you sure that's what happened? I thought it was strange, that young man showing up on such short notice.
Was no play.
There wasn't?
But now boy writes it. All they have done. Brule discovers.
I saw the boy lock that drawer.
He's afraid, Brule. Play will bring shame.
A play about them killing Myra? I'll bet he was afraid.
Pretends to help boy, but tricks boy to take axe for play. And shoots with gun? Yeah, but he's no bullet. Oh, boy tricked him to use to make more play. Chains here. We'll go, but chains come apart.
The Houdini set.
Shoots boy with arrow on stairs.
And drags the body, puts it by the axe.
Burns play.
Ashes in the fireplace.
Calls police.
And while he's speaking,
Boy pulls arrow from chest and attacks. Oh, just as I saw 4 weeks ago.
oh my God, what a story. It's better than a murder game. Ah.
You are thinking it could be play.
It has the feel of one, doesn't it? Everything happening in one room. 5 characters?
Deathtrap. Huh?
Say, that's a catchy title. I couldn't write Frankfurter. But maybe I can write Deathtrap.
Yeah. I see theater.
Ooh.
Inside, much applause. Outside, long line of ticket buyers, shivering in cold.
My goodness, that sounds encouraging.
Yeah, but is my idea.
What? It was Sydney's idea and the boys. They lived it.
But if I not tell, do not know.
That's true. And you have given me a title, which I may or may not use.
We share money, half and half.
Are you serious? I'm gonna go home and work nights and weekends for months. Maybe give up my vacation, and all you've done is come in here and touch the furniture for 2 minutes. If I do, in fact, give
If
you...
you don't share money, I tell about telephone.
Telephone?
You speak to her handkerchief in high
Oh, no.
voice. Say dirty words to all your friends. For shame, a man like you, important lawyer